No, sir. Okay. So this is just brief introduction of the course which is there and what is the examination pattern, etc. Now, anyways, let me discuss about what I am going to teach you guys. Now we are at the second level, which is CA Inter. In CA Inter, we have a group called as group number 1. In this group number 1, we have a paper called as paper number 3, which talks about taxation. So I am going to teach you taxation, which is for how many marks, sir? 100 marks. So 100 marks ka paper I will be covering, which is taxation ka paper I will be teaching. Now, this tax paper which is there, no, this is divided into two subparts. This is further divided into two subparts. One is direct tax, another one is indirect tax. Direct tax also called as, and indirect tax also called as GST. Now 100 marks ka paper is there. Direct tax will be for 50 marks. Indirect tax also will be for 50 marks. Both direct taxes and indirect taxes will be for how much marks, sir? 50 marks. You okay? Direct tax, indirect tax, 50 marks. Hey, maja is there, no? Hey, what time is your class? 7:50. Some gubes are coming now, so. Hey, by the way, you guys, okay, first class, no, you don't know many things about me. Yeah. In my class, there is one small simple rule. 7:30 class starts. Okay, let us say I come at 7:35. Possible, sometimes it may be possible, but I normally don't come late. Let us say I come at 7:35. After me, if someone is coming, okay, anytime. Okay, I give the cutoff time as 10 minutes cutoff. I'll give 10 minutes, meaning till 7:40 you have the liberty to come inside the classroom. If you come after 7:40, let us say, Sundri, what is your name, Sundri? Pratiksha came at 7:42. How many minutes late? Illa. Late will be counted from 7:30. 12 minutes late. Now she has to stand on bench for 12 minutes. Okay, yeah? Yeah, this rule is there. Very normal rule in, I mean, okay? Yeah, please come, Sundri. Yeah, please come. Okay, yeah? Everyone is fine with this rule? What? No go base. This rule is there. No andro, this is there. Okay, I'm telling on the first day only. Sarkuri Silandri, you will tell, you didn't tell only. Okay, anyways, you have CA Inter group number 1. Group number 1, paper number 3. Paper number 3 is taxation, which is divided into two categories. One is direct taxes, one is indirect taxes. Direct tax is for 50 marks, indirect tax is for 50 marks. Okay, not okay? Now, as I told you, 30%, 40 and 70%. Now, in direct taxes, you have 30%, which is MCQ, and 70% is descriptive or practical. Here also 30% MCQ and 70% is descriptive or practical. So tell me, out of 50 marks, if I say 30% is what? MCQ. How many marks will be my MCQ? 15 marks will be my MCQ. Correct, no? Under GST also MCQ will be for 50 marks, and income tax also MCQ will be for 15 marks, and descriptive will be for another 35 marks. Under GST also descriptive will be for 35 marks, and under income tax also descriptive will be for 35 marks. Now, how questions are asked, that also I'll tell you. Income tax is 90 to 95% practical. Practical means compulsory you should have a calculator, use it to get the answer. If you use your brain to get the answer, no problem. You understand this? Next attempt will come. Okay. So yeah. So compulsory you should have what, sir? calculator, meaning 90 to 95% of your income tax is compulsory practical only. Okay, every question which they are going to ask you will have some calculation. Only one question, if they feel like asking, the last question which is there, if they feel like asking, will be a theory question for 4 marks. Okay, that only one question. Normally, if they feel like asking, they'll ask, or else they'll not ask. Whereas GST or indirect taxes which is there, this is divided into 3 categories. Here the question asking is divided into 3 categories. It will have practical question, it will have only descriptive or theory question, and it will have case study based question. Practical question will be for almost 30%. Descriptive theory question will be for 30%. Case study based question will be for 40%. Okay, but this descriptive and case study, practical and case study may change. Sometimes practical 40% will be there, case study 30% will be there. So what is practical question? Again, calculation. They'll give you a question, you have to compute the value of, let us say, value of supply, value, how much GST I have to pay. So that is practical question. Then descriptive or theory means straight away theory. Who is Gube? I am Gube. You should write. Okay, whatever it is. So that exactly whatever question they are asking, you should write that point. Then you have case study based. Case study based means they'll give a story to you. They'll give a story telling this person has sold this goods, etc. Using this, tell me whether this is GST is applicable, not applicable, or supply, not supply, etc. We'll study. When we study, we'll understand what I'm talking about. So here case study based question will be there. Like law also, faculty would have told case study based questions will come in law, etc. Correct? So just like that. Meaning case study based question is you should apply the provision of the law and get the answer. Theory question is no applying provision. Whatever theory, meaning you have to, whatever you have by heart, same copy paste you should do. In case study based question, you can write in your own words. Theory question you cannot write in your own words. Theory question, when they say what is a car only you should write. Correct? Practical question is solution based. Yeah. So this will be your question paper, not question paper ka pattern. How the question paper will look like. The pattern of question paper I'll tell you now. Now whatever I'm going to discuss is only for taxation. Okay. Question paper pattern. Now your tax ka paper will be divided into 2 parts. By the way, all other paper also will be divided into same 2 parts. Which is part 1 and part 2. Part 1 will be MCQ, which is how many marks? 30 marks. And part 2 will be your descriptive or practical paper. Now in MCQ, they don't divide it separately as income tax section separately and GST section separately. Question number 1 may be income tax, question number 2 may be GST. Okay, so but that will have questions separate. And please note, MCQ question paper which is there, don't try to copy. Some goobers are there in life. Okay, what they'll do, same. I mean, for foundation, we have only MCQ based questions. Therefore, I will see somebody else and mark, etc. But in foundation, you have A, B, C, D category of question paper. Just like that. At Inter also, MCQ based questions will be there. No, will not be same for everyone. Questions will be same, but series will not be same. Meaning, what is question number 1 for you, maybe question number 5 for her. So you just don't try to copy. Okay. So MCQ based 30 marks ka question paper. Now in this 30 marks, you will have totally 4 case studies. You will have totally 4 case studies and you will have other MCQs. You will have 4 case study based MCQs and you have other MCQs. Sir, what is this case study based MCQ? Case study based MCQ means they'll give a story to you. You have all gone to school, 9th standard, 10th standard you have studied. In 9th standard, 10th standard, if you remember, we had something called as comprehension something, wherein they used to give some big story. Ram has a buffalo, that buffalo has 4 legs, he's from this village, something like this, and they used to ask how many legs buffalo has. Something like this they used to ask, no, correct. So that comprehensive, whatever reading, same thing is there. Case study based question means there will be a question which they are going to give you, there will be a case, there will be a story which they'll give you. That story will have 3 questions. sometimes 4 questions. That story will have some questions. Based on the story, you should answer these questions. Okay. So those types of how many case studies they'll ask? 4 case study, and each case study will normally have, I'm talking about tax, 3 questions, and each question will be for 2 marks. Okay, sir, MCQ 2 marks are, yes, 2 marks MCQ will be there. So how many marks, sir? 24 marks. Okay. Then we have other MCQs. Now these other MCQs can be 2 marks plus 2 marks plus 1 marks plus 1 marks, meaning they can change this order, etc. Okay, other MCQs will be there. 2 1 marks ka MCQ will be there. All other MCQs will normally be for 2 marks, normal. Now we have what's a descriptive paper or practical paper. This is further divided into 2 subparts, which is section A and section B. Section A is your income tax and section B is your GST. Section A will have totally 4 questions. Question 1, question 2, 3 and 4. Similarly, GST also, section B also will have 4 questions. Question 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, in both section A and section B, the first question which is there, this first question is a compulsory question. What do you mean by compulsory question? This is the question which you have to definitely attend. This is something which you have to attend. And out of the other questions which you have, you can answer any 2. So first question to compulsory you should answer, and out of the other questions you have to answer any 2. So one question will be for option. Sir, how many marks ka question will be there, sir? Question number 1 and question number 5. It is a compulsory question. That will be for 15 marks. That will be for how many marks? 15 marks. And then question number 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 will be for 10 marks each. Okay. This will be for 10 marks each. So basically this is your question paper ka pattern. Online students are telling, sir, do you also have to follow the rule standing on the bench? Yeah. Anyways, any questions you have, you can ask me. One more point we have, after that we will start our discussion. Sir, what happens if I select permanent exemption in next attempt? I got 45-50 gone. In next attempt, do we have to write all subjects? Not, see, please note, permanent exemption if you go, then that paper too you should not write at all. So in next attempt, one person's question is, sir, I have selected permanent exemption, I have got 45 and 55. Now you have to write these 2 papers only again. You don't have to write other papers. Is it clear? Now one general question which students normally have. What question we normally have, sir? Sir, what about amendments, sir? Sir, tax is a paper which will keep on changing. Sir, what about those changes, sir? Do I have to study those changes? What about the amendments which are there? What about the changes, sir? What are the changes which will be applicable for my examination? Our institute means ArivuPro Laggu base, ICAI. Our institute, what they say is, they say that all the changes made 6 months before your exam. All the changes made 6 months before your examination will be applicable to you for your examination. So whenever you are writing your examination, 6 months before that you should go. Ignore the month of exam. Whichever month the exam is there, ignore that month. Go back 6 months. Whatever changes were made, 6 months before your examination will be applicable to you for your exam. Now, let us say, I am a person who is writing in January. tell me what is the cutoff date for me. I'm writing my examination in January. What is the cutoff date for me? You should calculate. Ignore the month of exam, then go back 6 months. Ignore the month of exam means ignore January. Now go back 6 months. December, November, October, September, August, July. So 6 months. Now, so what is the date coming to? 30th June. So whatever changes are made till 30th June will be applicable to me. Like for example, if I am writing my examination in January 27, all the changes made till 30th June 26 will be applicable to me for my exam. Okay. Similarly, if I am writing my examination in the month of May, ignore the month of exam, go back 6 months. 4 months of this year plus 2 months of last year. Therefore, November month comes. So November means before November it is 31st October. Then I am writing my examination in September. Tell me. Ignore the month of exam. Go back 6 months. What date will come? 28th February. Now whatever changes are made, 6 months before your examination will be applicable to you for your examination. This is what our institute says. Now please note, you are going to study two things in your life. One is income tax and one is GST. Income tax does not change every attempt. Income tax does not change every attempt. Okay. GST also does not change every attempt, but there are high chances of GST getting changed, meaning there are high chances that GST will have an amendment when compared to income tax. Income tax changes or amendment under income tax law happens normally once in a year. Whenever budget is happening, every year budget will happen in India. Correct? No. 1st of February, 2nd of February, budget will happen. On the day of budget, they normally make the changes, and mostly the changes which are made in the budget will be related to income tax, and whatever changes they have made in the budget, that changes only will be there for the entire year, meaning for all the 3 attempts you have to study that changes only. In budget, they may make changes with respect to GST also, but GST related changes can be made throughout the year. There is something called as GST Council. That GST Council will conduct meeting, and in that meeting they are going to decide, should I change anything under GST or not change anything under GST. So GST Council meeting can happen once in 3 months, once in 6 months. Whenever they want to conduct a meeting, they may conduct a meeting and they can make the changes. So every attempt, will I have a amendment, sir? Probably no. But if I have an amendment, that amendment will be there in GST. Okay. Majorly the amendment will be there in only GST. But if you are writing your examination in May, okay, so normally first paper comes in May, then it is September, then it is January. So whatever you are going to study for May will be applicable equally for September and January. Whatever you are studying for January may not be applicable for next year May. Are you understanding? So GST amendments will happen because of GST Council. Now because of this reason, income tax, because changes happens only once in a year. So if you are studying income tax for May, you don't have to study income tax again for September or Jan examination. Study in the sense you don't have to watch any amendment video normally, because there will be no changes. Whereas GST, the law will not change at all. Law will never change. See, GST is a new subject. Okay, because it is new. So what happens under GST is the implementation, they are finding a lot of difficulty. Okay, now of course around 10 years are over, 9 years are over, but still they find some difficulty in implementation of GST. Whenever they are finding that difficulty, whenever a taxpayer is going and telling that there is this problem, then they will make some changes in the law. The entire book will not be changed. Only 1 or 2 points will be added. When we study GST, I'll show you that, see, this was something which they added. Okay, or they will give some clarification, etc. Now, yeah, so this is one point. Now, the class which we are taking is for Jan 27 examination. How many of you are writing in Jan 27? How many of you are writing in September 27? Sorry, 26 only, September 26. Okay, few people are writing in September. So all others are writing in May. How many of you are writing in May? Okay, 50% we have, 60-40%. Anyways, now please note the classes which you are taking normally 6 months before we take for January examination. So this class is specifically for January. Now please see. Why I am telling this? Because this is an important point to be noted. January 27 and May 27. Two big changes are there. Whatever changes are there is only with respect to income tax. If you are a person who is writing examination in September 26 or January 27, you have to study old income tax act, which is nothing but Income Tax Act 1961. But May 27 and onwards students, May 27 and onwards students, they have to study New Income Tax Act. (2025). Okay, that is the only change. Now, sir, because we are also, meaning in this class, because we have students who are writing in May 27 and onwards also, maybe anytime later. So those people who are writing for May 27 and onwards, of course, they'll have to study new income tax. So then what is the point of me attending this particular classroom? See, please note. New income tax they have got. Okay, New Income Tax Act they have got. They have not changed the law completely. Okay. Law has not been changed completely. Whatever you are going to see under old income tax, old or new, it does not matter. Whatever you are going to see in this classroom, same thing is there over there also. Only thing is section number is changed. Before, meaning Income Tax Act started in 1961. At that time, from that time till last 2025, there were lot of things which were added, which were removed from income tax. Before we had something called as wealth tax. Before we had lot of different types of taxes, etc. They have all been removed. They removed all those things long back only. Meaning, for students, we never used to teach all those things. But because that was completely unstructured, now they have given a proper structure. New India. Now, whatever I am going to study, sir, under old income tax, is it equally applicable for new income tax? Yes. Provisions remain same. What has changed? Point number 1. Section number has changed. Section number is completely changed. Okay, complete change in section number. Whatever section number I am going to write, that is of no relevance for those who are writing in May 27 and onwards. That is point number 1. Then, somewhere here and there, what has changed, sir? Limit has changed. Not in all the topics. Okay, some topics like salary, some limits they have changed, because the limits which they had given was very bad. Let us say for education, they had given the limit of 100 rupees. Now, which school takes only 100 rupees? When we used to study, yes. Please note, when we used to does not mean that I studied in 1961. No. When we used to study means around 20 years back, the school fees was 150, 200, 300. Top school and all will charging only 100 rupees. 1000 was maximum. 1000 means, oh, top class you are studying. Okay, so that limits has been changed in some chapters only. Not in all the chapters, some chapters only. And section number has been changed. So this is the only major change. The provision has not changed. Provision has not changed. But what has changed, sir? Section number of that provision has changed. Okay, like for example, tax computation. Whatever tax computation we are going to see for September or January examination is equally applicable for the next May examination also. There is no change in that. Even the tax rates have not been changed. Are you understanding? Even the tax rates remains the same. So the changes are with respect to what? Only the section numbers, and only in some chapters like salary chapter there is some change in limit, like in business income chapter there is some change in limits, etc. So only those two things are changed, all other things remain same. Now if you have any questions you can ask me, or else I'll start my discussion. And sir, what about GST? GST no change at all. GST whatever you are going to discuss will remain Same for everyone. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask me. No one has any question? Online students? Will there be class on Sundays? Normally, no. Normally, no class on Sundays. What do you want? You want class on Sundays? Normally, no class on Sundays, but sometimes I may take. Okay, I may take. Okay, or else we can do one thing. 1 week I'll take, 1 week I'll not take. Something like this. Something we'll do. Normally, no class, but sometimes I may take. Yeah. Sir, how to take care of tax changes? Sir, whatever amendments are happening, what should we do with respect to that, sir? All the amendments, whatever changes are there, all those things will be uploaded on YouTube. Okay, uploaded amendment changes videos will be uploaded on YouTube. Sir, one more thing, sir. Sir, let us say, sir, now you told, sir, that you are going to take classes for January 27 examination. But, sir, there are so many students who are writing examination in May 27. Sir, what about us? For us, what will happen, sir? Will we get any classes? Now, please note, for you guys, there will be an extension for classes. Meaning, let us say normally, if you have started with income tax, you will complete with law. If you have started with income tax, you will complete your paper with law. Because law was the previous paper, you will complete with law, meaning next paper will be law. But for those who are writing in May and who are taking classes now, for you guys, you will get an extension of that particular class. If you don't want extension, of course, recording to will definitely be given. You will get recording of what, sir? The classes which is applicable for May examination. Now, sir, why are we not taking class for May examination? There is no problem in taking the classes for May examination. Reason is ICAI. You know ICAI is there, nice person. Now, what ICAI has done? They have not released material only. ICAI has not released material only because they release material in the month of August or September. They will release the material for next year. Next year in the sense for next May and onwards, which is perfectly right. Whatever they are doing is correct. You have taken paper late. Are you understanding? ICAI releases the material once in 9 months before the examination, 9 months before your examination. So ICAI has not yet released any material. See what they are telling, material applicable for 25 May 25, September 25, Jan 26, and now April applicable for May 26 examination and onwards. After this, next year they should release the new material, right? They have not yet released any material. Sir, will they release that material? Of course, yes. But as of now, it is not released. As of now, if you see income tax material is for which examination? It is for May 26, September 26 and Jan 27 examination. Same is with respect to GST. Same is with respect to all other papers also. Are you understanding? But please note, though by seeing this you don't have this impression that, sir, did we study from old material? No, nothing. See, accounts nothing will change, law nothing will change, and tax also, income tax will have changes, because an income tax also normally changes will not be there because there is a new income tax act, section number will change. Next, GST, there will be no changes. Here and there small changes, only clarification will be given. Law will never be changed. Then you have costing management, again no changes will be there because it is just like accounts. Auditing and ethics, again no changes will be there. Then you are FM, no changes will be there. SM, no changes will be there. So what, though they are telling it is for May 26 examination onwards, sir, what will we do? Nothing. You have to come and attend the classes.